How many of you have been to a controller showdown? Okay. So this is new to most of you. So this is a lot of fun. So welcome to the Controller Showdown. This is an event that Cochrane Supply ControlsCon. We started this a couple years back. We host it at ControlsCon every year. And then we also host another one at the AHR Expo with the Automated Buildings Magazine, the free education session. So you can catch them at both locations. This is Controller Showdown 5. Woo! Now, originally we designed this with the thought of having a cage and then we do these matches, but of course, none of them would do it. So we had to rethink our strategy and we came up with this. So this is a fight. This is not, these guys are not gonna be friends after this. This is real. Shoot, and by the way, we unfortunately, Gus felt ill today. He runs this. This is my first time doing a controller showdown. So if I stumble a little, forgive me, because it's my first one. But I'd like to ask my Assistant Ranger Justice up to the stage. Come on up, Justice. And I'm also, who remembers how much time you guys have?
8 minutes.
No, you don't have 8 minutes. No way. 8? 8 minutes. We'll be here till 6 o'clock. We're gonna give them 7, Justice. No, we're gonna make it 7. 8 is way too much. So little wrinkle, boys, little wrinkle. That's all right. You'll be all right. Make it 5. Doug, brave Doug. Okay. So they got 7 minutes to pitch their best controller to you folks. And of course, again, at the end, you decide who wins. And just for reference, this in our 5th, so we've got, and I won't say right now because I don't want to alter the votes, but there are individuals up here who have won before. There are companies up here that have won multiple times. This might be a rubber match between a couple of them. This is serious. This is a big deal. They might be laughing at the end of the thing because they know, and that's going to make it fun. So without further ado, we are starting with Mr. Steve Nichols from Prolon, and I'll have Justice, if you want to hold the clock up, all right? And then you got to make sure we'll make sure if Steve needs to say it too, all right? Okay. And when you're ready, Justice, start the clock and go.
Well, it's good to be here today. So, Steve Nichols from Prolon. I appreciate being invited here today. This is my first time on the stage with the esteemed panel of Tritium Solutions up there. And Prolon's a little different approach to the building controls market. So, we really serve the light commercial market. That's where we differentiate ourselves. And
hold on, Justice, stop the clock. Sorry.
Thanks, Scott.
You're welcome, Steve. We're gonna make sure your PowerPoint's up. Could you reset the clock? Give him like 30 seconds, that's all, 30 seconds. Put 30 seconds back on the clock. We need some IT support back there. Sorry for the delay.
I know. Go figure.
Steve, how many of these have you done?
This is my first.
What?
It's good to be here.
Your first one?
Yeah, first showdown.
Well,
so.
you look like a natural.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, very much.
Except for my slide deck doesn't work, so that's a major foul.
It's not on you. That's not on you.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Now I'm feeling better now. I have a slide deck to work with.
There we go. All right, just start the timer, Justice.
Okay.
Start the timer.
Prolon controls. All right, there we go. First of all, I dressed up in my USA gear because we are less than a month away from the largest sporting event on the planet. So the World Cup is right around the corner, so that's why I dressed up in what I'm dressing in. And on top of that, all the buildings people will be going into will be powered by our products that are sold and installed by this room. And so I take pride in the fact that we control the world that way. So anyway, anyone excited for the World Cup? Any raising hands here? We got one over there. Way over there. Whoa. There we go. All right. So World Cup mania is right around the corner from us.
Stop the clock, Justice. Stop the clock.
Did I injure anybody?
Well, okay, so that was a foul.
That was a foul?
Take 30 seconds off. You were not allowed to bribe the audience with gifts. Whoever received a water bottle is not allowed to vote for Steve, so.
Red card or yellow card?
Oh, I love it, all right.
There you go. All right,
He's
so
got
let's.
the yellow, that's a yellow, I will hold these, thank you.
Okay, so I get stoppage time
You can
now. Is that
stay
what's
up there,
happening?
but
Okay, stop.
if I pull the red, you're coming off, so.
Okay, so let's move on with this.
go.
So I want to address the giant misnomer in the building. Now, if you overlook it over our booth name is Pro Lawn. Now, I don't know how many of you here still use Pro Lawn, but we don't. We have zero in our product. However, we're still called Pro Lawn. So I just want to address that. We are zero lawn, and we are all Modbus and BACnet. So just want to make sure everyone in this room knows there is no lawn and Pro Lawn other than the name. So next thing I want to address is, how we feel about Pro Lawn. When I moved to John's Controls, I saw this slide once, and it cracked me up, so I wanted to share that. And you got Simba over here saying, wow, Dad, what's that over there? Lawn? That's lawn, son. Never go there. So that's how we feel about lawn. So we just don't go there. Friends don't let friends use lawn. Okay, moving along here. Let's talk about our product now. So Pro Lawn is non-proprietary. We have no licensing fees, no SMAs, no yearly software maintenance agreements, no yearly fees of any kind. So one of the things about it, we have a half-day training, super simple. We offer it through Cochrane Supply. We have a free Android and iOS app. So for the customers, easy access to their building. So we also have free software. When I was at John's Controls, I went on the ProLawn website and I downloaded the ProLawn software and put it on my computer. Maybe that's not why I'm not there anymore. Who knows? But anyway, free software. So that's nice. So when you're doing a ProLawn job, your cost to install right there goes down because you don't have all the extra fees involved. So then the nice piece is we have a free cloud as well. So that's the ProLawn, world that you play in when you jump into the ProLawn piece of things. So, whoa, it just skipped past. Well, anyway, I want to talk about the market that we serve. The market that we play in is the light commercial market. So there is a little help from my daughter. I wanted to share this with you that helps explain the market share that we go after.
Did you know that 94% of the buildings in the US are under 50,000 square feet? Expensive programmable systems cost too much for that 94%, making ProLawn a perfect fit for this market.
How many percentages is that?
94?
This is 6%, the leftovers. ProLawn can still go after the 6% of the remaining buildings, but its best fit is the 94%. What would you rather have, 6% or 94%?
94, right?
She agreed to this, by the way, so there was no...
That's pretty close.
Is that a yellow card right there?
I mean, you already
Okay.
got one. I can't, it's a red card next.
So the market we go after the 94% of the buildings. The other 6%, and that's under 50,000 square feet, right? We can still do a little bit bigger, but our real sweet spot we go after is 50,000 square feet and below. That's where we really do well. So let's talk about, let's jump over to here really quick. How much time do I have? We have a new product coming out called the C3000. Now what makes this thing special? One, the quick and easy solution there is we have tap built into it. So just like you do Google Pay and your Android or your Apple Pay, you'll just go up to the controller, tap on it, configure it. Because we know, kind of like what Charlie Cochran shared, is it Cochran 3.0, is that what we call him? Charlie shared, one of the important things we do is time. If we can get you on and off the job quicker, you save money. So tap is going to be built into all of our new controllers moving forward. We also speak BACnet and Modbus there, and we have a lot of different apps that have been pre-programmed for that controller. So the app is preloaded. All you have to do is log in and configure the device. And as you're configuring the device, the graphics build themselves. So we have an app for rooftop units, heat pumps, makeup air, we've got humidity, we've got boiler, chiller, we've got fan coils, we've got unit ventilators. We have a lot of pre-built apps for this device. So the other nice thing is we have what we call a flex controller. The flex controller does absolutely nothing. And you get to choose how you want that to be set up. So you can choose the input does what with the output. So you can configure your own controller on the fly the way you need it to work. So we use that on things like ice melt and ice dams. That happens here in Colorado and in Utah where I live, a lot of snow. And we use it to monitor gas, water, and electricity. And we can also do security, and we can also do lighting with it. So that's the flex control. We also can monitor refrigeration with it. So we also have that same controller with a, what is that? Is that a Belimo on there? I think that looks like a Belimo, doesn't it? So we've partnered with Belimo, even that orange color, that's Belimo orange. We love Belimo. We have a good marriage with them. And we have a Belimo actuator on the new controller. Same scenario, tap the device and move on. So that device can be used as a VAV in a VAV box or dual duct, or it can be used on a single zone changeover bypass system. So that is our new controller line coming out in the next couple months. So, and to add to it, all these points that we're talking about and all these controllers, we have a new analytic cloud that we'll be releasing in a couple months where all these points will pump into the cloud, where we get to sprinkle some AI on it, and now we're monitoring these small to medium buildings who really can't afford expensive systems that do analytics. We're now giving them that capability in the palm of their hands. So we're pretty excited about that. So that should be out quite soon. And the other thing is, one of our partners here in town, Centennial Controls, shared with us that they bid on an office building, and the bid to do this TI was $62,000 using a programmable system. And the cost was too much for the customer, so they said, you know what? They gave them a quote for Prolon. The same project, same contractor, was $28,000. So we're really a good fit for that small to medium building. So same thing with United Methodist as an Allerton solution.
10.
I got 14 seconds.
You got 10.
Okay, Allerton,
9.
there you go. BMO,
8,
Tritium, there you go.
7.
And
6.
Prolon,
5,
small to
4,
medium buildings.
3,
That's our niche. Thank you very much.
1. Okay, Charles, you need a minute to stretch, do a little, like, move your arms, get ready.
I don't really stretch a whole lot, so.
Okay, whenever you're ready, let Justice know and she'll start the clock.
All right, so I'm going to be here talking about the Genesis Edge 634. Now, as much as this is more of a nature thing, I'm not really a nature guy, but I had to put something in here. So imagine if you're early in the morning and it's cloudy, and all of a sudden the sun starts to come out, clouds start fading, and I couldn't think of anything other than the music but this one.
Charles?
And instead of the sun, the Genesis Edge 634 comes out. So, what is different about this than the 534, the other series that we've had? Well, the first thing that we've done is that we've put in a dual-core processor versus a single core that we had originally. We also have 2 gigabytes of memory onboard flash, which is actually significantly larger than what we had before. We still do have the 10 DOs, 8 AOs. Oh, sorry, I guess I should be sitting right here because you probably can't hear
We'll get you a walking mic. Keep going, Charles.
Yeah, my bad. But 16 universal inputs. Also, what's good about this one is that we're finally going half wave instead of having half wave and full wave devices. So you don't need to worry about that anymore with the 634. And it can handle 306 total I/O points. Now the question is, why would you want to use the 634? Well, the first thing is that as the industry is speeding up, so are we. So we've increased adaptive AI. All right. We've increased adaptive AI at the edge, and I'll talk about that here in a moment. We also need reliable integration for BACnet LAN and Modbus, but also with Niagara 5 on the horizon. We kind of needed to have a Niagara 5 controller because, well, we're not sure if the other ones are going to run it. So, now as far as the LSM2, because you've probably heard about that, especially if you've done some of the reading on the 634. Well, this is our new LinkSpring Spark module, the 2nd generation. So it has all the enhanced processing power that you have. This also has the greater storage and capacity. Also faster boot times. And when I mean fast boot times, I do mean fast boot times. Now, I don't know how big this picture is there, but you can see in just about a minute or so, I went from a not a running station to a completely running station. Largest station I've had is about 3 minutes total, but you can actually commission the whole thing in about 7 minutes. So instead of the 15 to 20 minutes you have to wait regularly, you don't have that much of a coffee break anymore. Now, as far as the hardware now has especially been hardened here. So, we've had some issues in the past, and we've definitely listened to you. So one of the things that we've done here for our relay outputs, we've definitely are switching the current at 4 amps with 2 class 2 loads for a momentary inrush of up to 5 amps. Also, we've put MOVs across each DO to suppress the arcing when you're actually switching the loads as well. So that's actually really good. And our analog outputs have TVSS diodes across each of them, and they're actually resettable thermal fusers. So that way now, if you have an issue where it trips, it'll actually start back up. We also have PCBs to prevent spark gaps, and now we have both a industrial and a regular commercial two versions. One actually handles larger temperatures of up to minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit, and both of them still do 185 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, speaking of which, you hear about AI, and most people want to know what AI really means. Well, how do we access that AI? That's really the big question that we hear about AI, because some people are like, well, we got something. Okay, what are you going to do about it? Well, the way that I would do this is that if you use LiteRT, which actually was normally known as TensorFlow, so this is actually how I would do it. So if I had that running wherever it could be, then I would use that trained model for the data set. So you could use MCP if you want to, or some other API. And then what you do is you keep feeding that data back. And then eventually you should be able to get something back and to help become more adaptive. So the way that I would like to do this is for more more occupancy for like set point control, knowing that if I have a lower occupancy building, maybe I need to increase the set point so I don't overcool the space if need be. And also, come to find out, we are working on a LoRaWAN gateway for the 634. So LoRaWAN is actually a big thing right now. We had a bunch of people raising their hands, so that's coming here down the pipeline as well. Now, this here looks a little bit weird because it's definitely not outdoors. And as I told you, I'm not really an outdoors person. And even when I went outdoors, I probably had a Game Boy at some point. So what I've done here is that I've actually written a gaming module that will actually work on the Edge 634. I've also put a 3D engine in there, so I actually have a Minecraft version of this as well. You can walk into the buildings and work on control panels. But this controller is actually really powerful, and it is something for me that I've actually been really impressed with. And so here you can just see me just playing the game as usual, just through Workbench or through your web browser. Either way, doesn't matter. I'll give this to you. The source code's actually on my GitHub if you really want it. So you want to go ahead and give that a shot? Be my guest. Oh. And this is my contact info, so I guess I'm not going close to the 7 minutes. Do I get penalized for that?
Not at all, Charles.
Sweet. All right. Well, fantastic.
Thank you, Charles. Well done. Stay up there, Charles. Yeah. Yep. All right, Doug Kuntz, come on up.
Should have asked for bonus points.
Here you go, Doug.
I'll stick with the.
You want to stand?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll stand.
All right. And when you're ready, let Justice
We got
know.
greens forward, red back. Cool. All right. JCI FX90 built for the great indoors. When I was thinking about what I was going to present on this year, I was thinking about, do I present on our controllers, talk about auto-tuning PID loops, and how handy they are, or maybe even the new TEC 4000. But I decided to go with something that probably most of you in this room haven't seen before. Oh no, my button's not working. There we go. Okay, so to some of you, you might think this looks an awful lot like a Jace 9000. But I'm here to tell you, if you look just a little bit closer, you'll find it's actually a Jace 9000. Okay, so I don't think we need to talk about the hardware too much here, but I want to talk about what you get when you purchase Johnson Controls' flavor of the Jace 9000, or as we like to refer to it as the FX90. There's a lot of engineering tool sets that, to be quite frank, we've not done a great job promoting, and so I'm here to talk about them. There's 20 plus FX appliance features that we've embedded in our flavor of the Jace 9000, the FX90, from startup wizards, import managers, a system library editor, things that are designed to make your jobs easier, reduce engineering time, and lower the entry to this industry. There's a lot to learn. Niagara is a hugely powerful platform, but there are some processes that can take years to learn. So it's our aim to leverage some of our appliances on top of the Niagara functionality. So we'll start with the Station Wizard. This is a simple tool that you use to spin up a station. If I go through a few buttons, I go to my tools, new FX station, I can select whether I've got a BACnet network, a Modbus network, different services as part of it, specify my device ID, COM port, baud rates. I don't need to spin up a station and then go to a palette, find the BACnet network, drag and drop. I can just select a few buttons in my Station Startup Wizard, and I've got a station ready to go, put it into the controller, into the supervisory controller, and start discovering controllers. So kind of lowering that bar to entry for, especially for newer techs as we try to find new talent. The import manager, this is something that you may or may not be aware of, but it's hugely powerful in our appliance features. If you're using JCI controllers, you can leverage our CAF files, our controller application files, and import controllers. Let's see if I click. All right. As I'm talking about this, I'm going to go ahead and let it run behind me. It's about a minute-long video, but showcasing what you get with our import manager. The import manager works with BACnet or N2 controllers, and you can take your CAF files, whether it be for a VAV controller, an RTU, an air handler, attach them to controllers that you've added to the database online or offline, and it will automatically map your trends, your points, your alarms, build graphics for you if you choose. You can go ahead and do auto tagging with it as well. I'm not quite sure how much is left of this video, but with a few buttons, you'll spin up everything ready to go, and all you've got to do is maybe your floor plan graphics and point them at the graphics that are leveraged in our import manager. Bear with me one sec. I probably should have slowed down how I talked or sped up this video, but we're just about there. So in this, I'm going to spin up. You'll see there's all VAV graphics that I've added. But like I said, we've got them designed for air handlers, rooftop units, chiller plants. So I think I just added 30 VAV controllers here with a few clicks of the button. And again, it was ready to go. My slot sheets were set, my facets were set, so it's reducing any of the engineering time you have to do and effectively making templating simpler. What if you don't like the graphics? What if you don't like the way our templates are set up? No problem. We've got the system library editor built in as well. So you can go into our templates that you use when you import the CAF files and use your own graphics. Or maybe you want to have a COV trend on this point, or you want an alarm on that point, or you don't want to import this other point. You can define how those templates work when you use the import tool with our CAF files to automatically build out the stations for you. We've got auto tagging as part of the feature. When you import, like I said, it will automatically tag all of the points that come in. So you can leverage Niagara Analytics or any other functions that you might use with tagging. Works with the full line of our programmable controllers. It uses Haystack, Niagara, and some FX tags that we've created as well. We also have a project builder tool. So maybe you want to leverage Excel. You can build all of your project files outside of the Niagara framework in an Excel file, define networks, controllers, application files for the controllers, whatever you need inside that database, build it in an Excel file, and using our project builder tool, it will automatically build the database for you. Schedule manager. So this is something I think is nice. It kind of piles all of your schedules in one place. You can build the schedules and link multiple schedules to multiple points, or a single schedule, to multiple points with just a few clicks of the button. So it's saving a lot of link mark, link from, link from, link from, link from that we've all done for years. You can do it with program services, but think of this as simplifying some of the program service features. Or a link manager is another one, where again, if you classically would do a link from, or a link mark and do link from 100 different times, right? Ideally, you're gonna build one controller, you're gonna duplicate it, you're gonna keep all the links, but we've all been there, we've all developed a database, and we've missed a few links here and there. You gotta go back, and it can be a tedious process. Maybe I can do this in program services, but structuring the BQL query can be time consuming in itself. And sometimes you just give up and say, to hell with it, I'll just link mark and link from 1,000 more times. With the link manager, you can just define a source link, and then take that source link and do a selection, multi-select, and send that source to all these points at once. We've got a point extension manager if you want to add more extensions, alarms, trends, etc. With just a click of a button. They automatically structure the trends with parent.parent.parent.name, underscore parent.name. So it's got the layout you would want without having to actually structure them. And lastly, like I said when I started this presentation, we've had these tools for a while and we've done a terrible job promoting them. So introducing the 3721 class that we have, it's a day-and-a-half long virtual instructor-led course that we're offering now, and it walks through all of our FX appliance features that you can leverage. It's dates TBD because we just scheduled them today. September, October are the next two classes, so please, if you're interested at all in learning more about the FX90 and the appliance features and how it can reduce your engineering
10,
time,
9,
work with Cochran
8,
and we'll get you into that
7,
class.
6,
And thank you for your time.
5. Okay, next up, good job, Doug, good job. Isma,
Isma,
Paweł Serbanski. When you're ready.
start. It's a controls problem. How many times have you heard that phrase? Yep, phrase so popular.
It's my podcast.
Charles Johnson, he started a podcast, that name, right? I encourage you to follow that and subscribe. Great content there. My name is Paweł Szarmański. I'm here to tell you how easy you can manage remotely those controls issues with our solutions. But I will start with a story about a system integrator named Fred. So it's Saturday, 6 p.m. On Saturday evening, Fred sits at his home, relaxing on his couch, drinking his favorite coffee, watching his favorite football team. But suddenly, he receives a call from the building owner. And he can hear the building owner is kind of upset. It says, "There's no heating on the third floor." Our technician checks it. Must be a controls issue. And Fred immediately checks the map. It's a 1.5 hour drive to the building's owner's site, one way. But it gets even worse. He recalls taking over maintenance of that site for another system integrators company, and the controls cabinet there, well, let's just say it's not pretty. Spaghetti wires everywhere. He doesn't remember the IP addresses, the ports. He knows it's going to be a long night. Does it sound familiar to you? I see a couple nods there. So, what if Fred could stay indoor at his couch and fix this remotely? And for that reason, we introduced the new LTE dongle for our Mac 36 Pro controller line. And let's just start talking about what Mac 36 Pro controller is. It is a standalone master application controller with a built-in WireGuard VPN client, a Niagara remote, and upcoming Niagara connection over the Fox C. For the secure remote connectivity. It has 36 onboard IOs that can be easily expanded with a wide range of ISMA IO modules. Powerful quad-core processor, 2 GB of RAM, 6 GB of SD card memory, powerful controller overall, and a full-stack Niagara framework running the latest 4.15 version and getting ready for the Niagara 5 coming up soon. And with the onboard HDMI output, it can support any external monitor to display the local visualization, creating a standalone supervisory solution for small and medium sites. Plus, we support as well our line of industrial and commercial HMI panels on it. It is perfect for those scalable small and medium sites that you need a small, medium site footprint of IOs, repetitive deployment, ideal for train stations, schools, quick service restaurants, gas stations, retail stores. Just some of the examples we have from the market today. And I invite you to our booth to have a live demo about a controller, but let's get back to the LTE support. So what we created is a 4G dongle with worldwide interoperability. It's supporting any SIM card worldwide, so just one SKU, one product code. You put a standard SIM card into the SIM slot, you install that super slim module on the DIN rail. You can see it on the screen. If you have already the Mac 36 Pro on site, you can easily expand it with the new 4G dongle. What's more, it doesn't require additional power supply. It's just being powered directly from the Mac 36 Pro USB 1 port. What's more, it's only configurable with our built-in web server, which means we eliminate the multi-points of failures. Everything is configured from one place. You commission the controller, During the commissioning, you configure your VPN client, you enable your LTE support, and you have a remote access to the site. And the wiring of that is super easy, just 3 simple steps. So it comes as a set. It's the LTE antenna, is the DIN rail mounting kit, is the dongle itself, and a USB cable. So you install the dongle on the DIN rail. Second step, connect the USB cable to the USB 1 port. Third, you connect the external antenna that is magnetic mounted on the top of the control cabinet. The entire installation takes 3 minutes, installation and commissioning of the remote connectivity. So together with the VPN client, Niagara Remote, Foxy connectivity that's coming up, and the new LTE 4G support, you create a standalone remote control to your small sites. And you can be just like Fred. You can see how happy he is. He found out that wasn't a control issue after all. So manage your sites remotely. Thank you.
Here's a traveling mic if you want one. Okay, guys, real quick. So our last two controller showdown presenters I'll say, they're kind of expert level because they've won prior events, and so what I decided to do was, we're going to add the, in the wild, we'd like to add, the element of surprise, right? You never know what type of wild animal might show up. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to have our bear come back up. Where's it? Oh, here he is. And I'm going to have our bear join you for your presentation.
There's no touching, right?
Well, I can't control a bear. He's a bear. I don't know. But I do know it'll give you something else to think about while you're presenting. Bear, meet the audience. Audience, bear. All right, when you're ready, start the
Scott,
clock.
I appreciate you inviting me to this.
course.
Scott knows I'm very competitive. I like any kind of competition, so it doesn't matter if I'm selling a $20 million controls job, competing against these guys on their awesome products, or fantasy football against you guys. So any kind of competition. I'm good with that too. I would have been good with the cage if we'd done the cage, but that would have been fun. And I wouldn't bribe anybody, Scott, but I did want to show off these really nice bottles that say Controls Con. That if you haven't got yours, make sure you go back and get one of those. So.
Oh, yellow card.
That's not a bribe, and I'm not going to throw it, that's for sure. So. All right, so Scott Schaefer with Distech Controls. My 7 minutes, I'm sure, is going. Any of you that know Distech Controls, you know we're known for what? We're known for technology, innovation. We bring new things to life. The excitement of Distech is there's always something new, something brand new. Instead of talking about controllers that you guys all know about, I'm going to talk to you about something really cool and new to you guys today. So if you know our IP line, you know the Eclipse line's been out for over a decade. You've seen me if you came here to ControlsCon last year, to the ControlsCon event, you saw me talk about the Eclipse Apex controller. The Apex controller is still the most amazing future-proof controller in the market, but I already presented that last year. And I didn't want to just present another controller just like anybody else, so I wanted to give you guys something new to look at this year. So what did we do in the last couple of years as far as new innovation? We came out with a new generation of Eclipse IP controllers. We call them Generation 2. These new controllers give us more features, more I/O, etc. But the unique one is one we see in the back there. If you guys came by our booth, and if you haven't, please come by. But the Resense Move. The Resense Move is a controller. A lot of people look at this thing and they think it's just a sensor, and you see the flashing light, LED indicator light. This is the coolest controller that I've seen, and it's the size of a hockey puck. So this controller, which does 7 different things built in one controller, actually has the same memory, same resources as any IP controller. So you can compare it to any one of our Eclipse controllers from a 600 to a Jace to whatever. This has that same power, but the size of a hockey puck. Speaking of hockey, who watched that Avalanche game last night? That was an amazing finish, probably the best hockey game I've ever seen. But back to the controller. So with this one little controller mounted in the ceiling, you can actually sense all 7 things you see here on the screen, from light intensity to VOCs, temperature, humidity, sound level. But the main thing is the people counting. So this truly counts people. How do we do that? It's with the thermal sensor that's built into this thing. I'm getting mauled, but that's okay. The thermal sensor, actually, we spent over 2 years improving the AI so it understood what people are. So if it's reading people in the room, it knows a person from a heat source, from a computer, from any other heat source in the room. That AI gives you very accurate people counting. Can we mount this in different ways? Yes, drop ceiling, pendulum mount, from whatever. But what I want to point out is anything you've done with an Eclipse controller, from writing your own GFX, you could do any GFX program inside this thing you do on an Eclipse controller. It doesn't even have to do with the 7 features it's doing. It could do whatever loop you want in that thing. You can use a builder to preload this thing. You can do Express Network Utility. All the same features, Bluetooth, everything you do with an Eclipse controller, this hockey puck can do with all 7 things it does. It is fully IoT. This is IoT ready. Does all the platforms you see, speaks MQTT, REST API, BACnet secure, etc. And it's powered over Ethernet. So another cool feature about this thing is we can power this thing just with a Cat5 or Cat6 cable. So coming from another controller, I can actually power several of these from the subnet port off of our IP controller. Just another very cool feature of this. What do we monitor? We monitor anything from, you name it, all those sensitive, from noisy rooms to meetings reserved, to air quality, etc. The LED light indicator you see on this thing is just an indicator. So you can make that do a solid light, a blinking light, whatever flashing light. Can warn you of many different things. It can be any color, it could be solid, whatever pattern you want. I want to give you a couple examples how you would use this. Typical office building always has meeting rooms. They usually have a couple small ones. You might have a couple large meeting rooms. So if we're tracking the data on the usage and the people going in and out of that room, I can take that data and realize this office building needs 4 small meeting rooms and not 2 large or a large and 2 small. So with that data, we can make people more productive, make the workspace much more proactive. Cleaning. So if you guys have ever dealt with CBRE, JLL, Cushman & Wakefield, these large commercial real estate companies, they say one of their highest costs is actually janitorial services on their building. So with this LED light, they could just walk in the building and see, oh, that light's still green. Nobody used that space today. It doesn't need cleaned. That makes them faster, more productive. Again, benefits the end user. Intelligent air. So today, most conference rooms, we use CO2. That's what everybody's been doing for decades. When the CO2 level gets too high, what do? You bring in fresh air, clean up the room. So now I know the second 5, 10, 20 people walk in that room, I can be proactive and make my air adjustments immediately instead of waiting for CO2 to react. Still good on time. Noise levels. So we find out with noise levels, he's not distracting at all, I hope. The second most important factor in noise levels. So people like to have quiet space when they're working. And again, if you've already got this installed for people counting and other features, we can tell different noise levels. In a quiet workspace, people seem to be more productive, get better work out of it. Even in healthcare noise, he is starting to crack me up, but even in healthcare, people recover better with quiet space, etc. So just another way to use the noise level. Unified room. So again, summer, winter, we all do building automation controls with summer, winter controls. Again, I can do that with all these indicators I'm getting from that. And I'm going to wrap up early, so thank you, everybody.
Well done. Steve Hoffman from Honeywell.
I'm going to talk about the advanced plant controller by Honeywell. It is Niagara. Woohoo! You know what a Jace 9000 is? For you few folks who don't know, Jace 9000, I'll bet you know what that is. That's what the advanced plant controller is. But what the advanced plant controller is doing is providing more features that you don't get in a Jace 9. The 2 points I'll make at the bottom is it's embedded with our IRM field programming tool. And also you get a 5-year warranty. But that tool is portable, so I can put it on Douglas's FX90 and put Honeywell controllers underneath it, and away we go. We'd love you to do that kind of thing. It's Niagara, whatever. Everybody's probably seen this slide 100 times. 4 times the power of a Jace. Yup, quad-core processor, you get it. It's a Jace 9. Some of the little features we added to this thing, and I'm going to get to some bigger features, save time, right? Real quick to install. Hoff can even do this. Pretty easy. If I need to mount it on a panel, obviously I can do it. Real easy to throw on a DIN rail. Here's where we get in to the great indoors opportunities. added flexibility. I can get 3 ports on the second NIC card, enable, disable those ports, whitelist MAC filtering, cable diagnostics, pretty cool. If you haven't seen that, you're gonna raise your eyes when I get to that slide. Rapid spanning tree protocols built in, and of course 802.1 because it is Niagara. Here's your rapid spanning tree. I think most people are pretty familiar with that. I'm showing a bunch of advanced plant controllers, but all I need is one of them, and then there can be other controllers in that loop. Fast troubleshooting, that cable diagnostics. Where's the bear? Boom. So what happens is any port, I'm gonna get you again. I got more shots for you. Any port has this built into it. So you get a NIC, you get a cut cat cable coming out of that port, you get the alert, and it will tell you how many meters from the port we have an issue. So quick diagnostics, troubleshooting. Cybersecurity bear. So I can shut off port 2 or port 3, right? I'm not using them. Hey, cybersecurity, we'll just shut the port off. Bad actor can't get in there and do anything. Real easy to do inside your workbench. MAC filtering. Another shot. Every device that's on a port, I get the MAC address, I put it in the list. Now cybersecurity again, a bad actor gets into that network, plugs their laptop in, laptop MAC address isn't in the list, you don't talk. Sorry, go away, bear. Up to 4 RS-45 ports on it, plus I can add another one with this little adapter here. And if you notice the side of the advanced plant controller has those touch flakes, we call them. Extend power and communicate, power across the top, communication across the bottom to the I/O modules that you're gonna see in a minute, and also this type of adapter. How am I doing on time? I've taken a bear out multiple times. It's got a little status indicator on it. The circle of life, thank you. Thank you, bear. So you got a non-technician, I got an issue. Hey, open the panel. Is that little circle green? Yes, good. We're good. It's not the controller. It's yellow. Nah, we got something going on with the station now. Fred's got to investigate. I/O expansion modules, again, easy to install. Another bear shot, boom. So I can do up to 510 points. Easy to install, you can see that. Slide them in, slide them out. Communicate across those touch flakes. A really nice addition. Now I'm not just a master controller. I can do some plant control as well with the same device, and the power of the quad-core processor and all of that. There's the list of the I/O modules. There's a huge portfolio of them. You're doing a nice job. I'm not shooting you anymore. Biggest one is the 16 universal I/O. I can do 16 of any one of those. That's my max out. So I can do 16 universal I/Os, and then I need more points. I just grab one of the other modules and continue to add on up to that 510 limit. Good, better, best. So there's a base model that's just giving you LEDs. There's the better model, which includes a little handoff autos on them. And then the best model is that handoff auto one that you can see there that tells you each one of the points and what the setting is. Really nice tool to use in the field. Hey, Hoff, what about mission critical applications, Bear? So we got hot swap bases. So now I can use these hot swap bases, and you can see there's touch flakes on the inside and on the outside. So now I stack my IOs. I put these in, and then I put my IOs inside of those. What does that do for me? If I ever have an IO fail, I just disconnect the terminals, pull it out. Everybody downstream is still talking, still powered and talking. And replace it, terminals back on, and back in, up and going. I also have an HMI. Again, another feature that it's maybe challenging a little bit with a Jace. I can slide it right into the side of the advanced plant controller, or I can panel mount it. Brings the Niagara points directly into it. Very little engineering time. Now a technician can go out to the field and service that thing without a laptop or a tablet. Hunt big game projects with the advanced plant controller. Trying to pull it together, Scott, best I can. There's the
How much
review.
time, Bear, how much time? Where's the
good.
clock?
I'm good. I got all kinds of time. Here, I'll start tap dancing. I should have done the limerick, maybe. That's it. Thank you for your time. There's my information. Bunch of Honeywell dudes are back there.
So I feel like the Bear did his job. I want to thank the Bear for his participation. Well done, Bear. Bear, goodbye, Bear. We'll see you again at dinner tonight, or I'm sorry, at the cocktail reception at 5:30. Bear will be back for photo ops with your Rangers, and the Bear will be, Justice and I will be wrangling them around, so. Okay, this is an important time. This is the vote. I know, we're all nervous.